All year long, Fox 4 has been telling you about bus issue.
You never know if the bus is going to show up or it's not going to show up.
After bus issue.
They do not communicate, they don't show up.
After bus issue. The water here has gotten so bad, if I take my net and stick it in the water, all I'm gonna get, pile of dead fish. All day long, customers have been coming to machines like this one, making sure their money is still in the bank. Carmel says some of the best reading materials are already in your home. It was swarming with deputies, and I'm actually going to show you why. Behind me, you can see the house, and this is where Lee County Sheriff's deputies say a suspect was barricaded inside. A little bit of a timeline of what's been happening tonight. Now, the call went in around 7 o'clock this evening, and I came out to the scene. I was here around 7:20. By that point, officers had completely blocked off the street all the way down that way where you can see the lights. And behind me, you can see where the workmen were doing most of their work all afternoon. They still taped off where most of the concrete is piled up there. Deputies have been here for hours, at least since 3 o'clock, neighbors told me. A recent study from the Centers for Disease Control shows that suicide rates have gone up in the United States, with an increase in the state of Florida of 10%, and Lee County being the only area to see a decrease. The morning rally quickly escalated between members of the Lee County NAACP and a group called the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
He'll start bobbing his head.
He does a bob?
He does the head bob.
Then I'm really emotionless because I don't like emojis at all.
You don't?
That's
shocking. I totally pegged you as an emoji user.
I don't. I would just rather use my words.
We're here at the Military Heritage Museum in Punta Gorda learning about some of the interesting artifacts they have here and the stories behind them. All it takes is a click. And just like that, dozens of profiles advertising a person you can temporarily own pop up. This is Backpage.com, and deals like this are happening right here in Southwest Florida, right in your backyard.
So I didn't even know what Backpage was until, getting involved with these people.
The people she's referring to, men who took advantage of her, were concealing her identity to protect her safety. She tells me at one point she was a victim of human trafficking, and the people who exploited her used Backpage to do it.
And I would have to pose for these pictures. It's just like a thong or something, like that's it. And they would just post you and whatever. I don't even know what they put using these pictures.
People would click on the ads and pay for her to have sex with them. Her image posted all over the internet.
They would answer the phone calls and just set up these places for me to go meet these guys.
Until an organization called Be the Light helped point her in the right direction. It aims to educate people on human trafficking and what to look out for. Sandra Wall works with the organization and says internet sites like Backpage make sex trafficking easier.
It's easy to be unaccountable. You can go onto the dark web and you can have fake IDs and you can have fake web pages.
And advertisements selling women like this one I spoke to. She came to Fort Myers to recover after she escaped the people who used her. Now she's putting all that darkness behind her and says it was the faith she gained that helped her heal.
God used all this to bring me to the point of looking for him and finding him.
Karys Belger, Fox 4 in your corner. Shoulders hunched and looking defeated. Dan Sinclair faced a judge today for hiding evidence in the death of Adam King. King was run over by Adam Costello almost 2 years ago. Sinclair's home was equipped with security cameras. Fort Myers police say when they went to Sinclair's home, a DVR which would have stored the video was missing.
And the DVR was missing from where?
It was missing from James Sinclair's house.
Costello's phone was pinged at a location near Sinclair's house the night King was killed. Investigators thought the security video would help connect Costello to the crash. But when police asked Sinclair what happened to the DVR, he told investigators the cameras hadn't worked in over a year. Sinclair gave up his passport and was ordered to stay away from King's and Costello's families.
Mr. Sinclair has no prior criminal history, and so he gave him the option of a pretrial release.
Sinclair faces charges for tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice, and perjury. Opioid addiction is an illness affecting people all over the country, especially here in Southwest Florida. But a group of people who are sometimes overlooked are seniors. I did some digging on how this epidemic is affecting people in our area and what you need to look out for. Ask Moya Chase to describe herself, and she'll tell you she's
a mother, a grandmother, and a sober and clean woman living in recovery.
She'll also tell you getting to recovery was far from easy.
So that's where my addiction took me, to the darkest of places.
Moya had been clean and sober for 30 years. She tells me that changed in 2009 when she was given a prescription for Percocet after having knee replacement surgery.
My husband said to me, "Do you want me to make you a chart, for the drugs?" And I said, "Oh no, I've been sober all these years."
But her control didn't last.
So he left the room, and I took a handful.
Moya told me she thought she was hiding her illness well, but her family quickly caught on and made her get treatment. Her story is similar to other older people living in Southwest Florida. I spoke with Brenda Iliff, the executive director of the Hazelton Betty Ford Clinic in Naples. She tells me she's seen firsthand how many people over 50 in the community have been affected by opioid addiction.
Over half the people we see here are 50 and older.
Brenda says one of the problems is people over 50 are more likely to get access to prescription painkillers.
Medicare will pay for the narcotics, for the pain pills. It won't necessarily pay for the treatment once people cross the line into addiction.
And that's why she says people caring for seniors can and should ask questions.
It's important to introduce the conversation.
A conversation Moya says she's having frequently with others in recovery, and she's hoping sharing her journey will lead to a positive outcome for someone else.
Up and up and up, and out and out and out.
While researching this story, I also discovered a report by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration that says opioid misuse among people over the age of 50 doubled in recent years. I'll have more information about that and more on my web story on fox4now.com. Karys Belger, Fox 4, in your corner.